Hello and welcome to Starcraft. My name is Pig and I'm here with yet another video helping you learn and improve at versus mode. Today we're going to be talking about managing your economy. Now this is a very important piece of the game which is sometimes, I think, under-respected and not really focused on enough by new players. So we're going to be doing this in the format of I'm going to take all of the most common questions, or at least the most important questions about managing your economy. We're going to ask them and answer them one by one. So to start off, how many workers should I put on each base? A fully mining base, or saturated base as we call it once it's full of workers, has 22 workers in total. That's 16 on minerals and 3 on each of the 2 gases. This makes it really easy to tally up how many workers you have on each base. So if you've got one base saturated, it's 22 workers, 2 bases is 44 workers, 3 bases 66, and so on. Also, if you're ever in a scrappy game, maybe you're losing workers here and there, great little tip, you can actually hover your mouse over this top right-hand supply, and it'll show you how much army versus worker supply you have. Next up is a question which is not asked nearly enough, but really should be. How do I get the most out of using my worker rally points? Using your rally points is so important to make your life easier as a player. We often see players who used to maybe play Starcraft 1 going along and trying to grab workers and send them to a new base, and they never really play around with their rally points. That's a big mistake. Rather than trying to manually move workers between bases all the time, it's much easier if we just do it in order. We say, hey, this is my main base, it's fully saturated, let's select all my nexi and change the rally point to my natural expansion, which still needs some more probes. Put some guys on gas here, we can do some chrono boosts. If you want to, if you overshoot like we did here, we can pull a few extra workers and also send those to the new base. But the main goal here is to always let these workers just be rallying to the newest empty base, or the newest base that isn't fully saturated. And as this one hits saturation, let's select all those nexi and just right click on the minerals at a new base. And this way, the probes, as they pop out, you can see they're starting to always saturate the newest base. This allows your workers, even if there's lots of other chaotic things happening, maybe you're engaging your opponent, you're defending some harassment, your workers are gonna go to the fresh bases. They're automatically gonna be well distributed, and actually getting good at constantly adjusting this to your newest base allows your economy to sort of self-manage. This next one has actually changed a lot with Legacy of the Void's new economy system, and that is, when should I be moving workers onto a new base? Each base has variable numbers of minerals on each patch. If we look at a fresh base, you can see half of the mineral patches have 1800 minerals, and the other half have only 900 minerals. So half of your base will always mine out very early. It's very handy if you memorize the exact timing this happens for your main and your natural expansion. In your main, about 8 minutes 30. These mineral patches start to run out. So what you want to do is you want to form a habit. So every game at 8 minutes 30, you go to your main, you see how many workers are there, and you want to drop that worker to just 8 workers. Even if this doesn't say out of 8 just yet, you always want to drop it down to 8, even if it's a little bit ahead of time. So let's grab 10 workers, grab there, and let's send those over to one of these new bases. Beautiful. This allows these workers to spread out. They're all mining efficiently rather than these extra workers which are just sitting there. You also want to do this at your natural expansion at about 11 minutes 30. You can see here these mineral patches, down to only about 200 minerals a piece, are going to be running out in about 2 minutes. So even if they're not fully gone yet, I'm going to pop over to my natural at 11 minutes 30, grab about 8 of these workers, and send those to a new base. And this is going to allow my workers to mine efficiently and always be where the mineral patches are fresh. And now onto our last question. What's more important, minerals or gas? As a general rule, minerals is a lot more important than gas early on because minerals is all you need to build workers, all you need to take expansions, and all you need for most of your early defense. So what's really cool here is this is a special build called the Rule of One gas. What we're looking at is a Zerg player only mining from a single gas and then fully saturating the natural and the third minerals to get a huge mineral income early on, and only then exploding into the gas income. This is a really extreme example of someone focusing on their minerals to get up the basis of their economy, which is the minerals, the worker count, the defense, and only then starting to expand into the extra gases. Unless you're going for some sort of very aggressive play where you need gas earlier, this is the general structure you want to follow with any economic build. It doesn't need to be as extreme as this, but there should always be a lot more of a focus on minerals first, gas later. Because if you go straight into your gas at the beginning of the game, you're just not going to have enough workers, enough bases. Everything's going to kind of grind to a halt. Let's jump deeper into this game now. The game's progressed quite a bit. And whilst the economic start was fantastic for me as the Zerg player, we are going to notice something really big in the resources, and that is there's a huge excess of gas and not enough minerals. This tells us that for the composition and the style I was playing in this game, I had too many gases mining and not enough minerals. So an easy way to fix that is to look at this and say, look, 3,000 gas, that's a ton of extra gas. How many gases did I have? 2 in my main, 2 in my natural, and 2 in my third. 6 gases? And what was my composition? My composition was just Zergling Baneling. So I can look at this, I can just make a guess. I can say, I'd estimate we probably only need about 4 gases for that since we've got so much excess. So in future, when I'm playing this style, I'm just gonna cut these 2 gases off my third and just go for the 4 gases in the main and the natural. And that should allow my mineral and gas to line up a lot better. You guys can look for this in all your own games. If on the other hand, you don't have enough gas, but you've got too much minerals, easy solution, just add 1 or 2 gases whenever you're playing that composition. Your minerals and gas should line up really nicely, and you're gonna find the game just works out a lot smoother. All right, guys, that about rounds us up for today. Thank you very much for watching this video. Hopefully it enlightened you a little bit on some of the finer points of managing your economy. I know any experienced players out there will back this up. It is so important to have good habits with this. Even just little things like constantly moving your rally points between those bases is something which pays huge dividends if you get it down early on in your StarCraft career. Hopefully this has helped you out, but if you are looking for more detailed strategy advice and exploring some of the other areas of the game and understanding those, definitely check out the rest of the Welcome to StarCraft playlist, as well as hop over onto my Twitch stream, watch me explain some of my build orders and my strategies live at twitch.tv/x5_pig. That's all for now, guys. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you next time. Goodbye and good night.